Imagine a modern city, all sleek lines and glass, now collapsed into a silent, powerless heap. In a high-rise apartment, our story begins with a character we'll call him. A man in his mid-30s, tech job, lives alone. His apartment is a temple to smart home gear, but he has zero survival knowledge. He believes he's smart enough to wing it through anything. Spoiler, he is not. It's day zero. He wakes up late, sunlight striping the floor through the blinds. The first sign something's wrong is the silence. No hum from the fridge, no glow from the digital clock. He rolls over, shrugs. It's probably just a local outage. He grabs his phone. Dead. He tries to find the charger, fumbling in the dark, plugs it in, nothing. Tries the light switch, click, click, nothing. The laptop won't boot, the internet is a ghost. He wanders into his kitchen, looks at his useless electric stove and says to no one, "Meh, I'll just DoorDash something." He taps his dead phone again, a look of mild annoyance on his face, utterly oblivious to the world outside his window. And thus begins the dumbest survival story ever told. By day one, the annoyance has curdled into a vague sense of unease. He decides it's time to prep. He rummages through his apartment, taking stock of his supplies. What does he find? Half a protein bar, the sad, forgotten end of a box, a few bottles of coconut-flavored sparkling water, and for some reason, a bundle of decorative birch logs next to his non-functional electric fireplace. He grabs his laptop, instinctively opening it to Google how to survive blackout. The unable to connect to the internet page mocks him. He slams it shut. Undeterred, he gears up. He pulls on a pair of expensive hiking boots, bought for a single Instagram photo on a trail he drove to. He laces them up, feeling rugged, feeling capable. He looks in the mirror. They're ready. For a selfie, not for survival. His first project? Boiling water. For what, he isn't sure, but it feels like a survival-y thing to do. He has no camp stove, no gas, no matches, but he does have a lavender-scented candle. He carefully places a pot of water over the tiny flame, a monument to optimism. He waits and waits. 10 minutes later, the water is lukewarm and the pot is covered in soot.
Frustrated, he grabs a kitchen towel to adjust the pot, and the corner of the towel dips into the flame. Whoosh! He spends the next 30 seconds frantically beating a small fire out on his quartz countertop. The apartment now smells of lavender and burnt cotton. That evening, hunger gnaws. He realizes he has to venture out. The streets are eerie. The usual city hum has been replaced by a tense quiet, punctuated by distant shouts. He finds a local grocery store, its glass door shattered. Inside, it's been ransacked. The shelves are bare, except for the things no one wanted. He walks out with a 12-pack of LaCroix, a can of premium grain-free dog food, hey, protein is protein, right? And a novelty unicorn-shaped lighter he found on the floor. On the street corner, a guy is selling dented cans of beans from a shopping cart. The price? A Bluetooth speaker. Our hero, desperate for something that doesn't taste like sparkling water or dog food, makes the trade. He walks home clutching his single can of overpriced beans. In an apocalypse, he just bartered music for FARC fuel. Day 2 arrives, and with it, a fresh wave of terrible ideas. He decides his apartment needs a defensive perimeter. He drags his yoga mats into the living room, arranging them in a low wall. For added security, he strings his battery-powered fairy lights over them. It looks less like a fortress and more like a sad, abandoned festival booth. Later, there's a knock. It's a stranger, a friendly-looking guy who talks about the importance of community in times like these. Our hero, starved for human contact, lets him in. They share the half a protein bar. The stranger tells a few stories, eats the last of the gluten-free crackers, and then says he has to leave. It's only after he's gone that our hero realizes his only good flashlight is also gone. Defeated, he looks out his window and sees a neighbor on the balcony below, one of those tinfoil hat preppers he used to mock. The guy has a small camp stove, efficiently boiling rainwater. Our hero leans over the railing. "Hey, any chance I could borrow that when you're done?" The prepper doesn't even look up, just shakes his head. You laughed at them before. Now you're begging them for soup. That night is the breaking point. He's hungry, exhausted, and the silence of the city is making him paranoid. He finds a box of uncooked spaghetti and a bottle of mustard. He sits in the dark, crunching on raw pasta, the sharp tang of mustard the only flavor. It's a meal of pure desperation. He stares out the window. Down on the street, two figures are screaming at each other, fighting over a plastic crate of bottled water. The fight ends with a sickening thud. He backs away from the window, his heart pounding. He tries to sleep, lying on the floor with one eye open, clutching a metal spatula for defense. He's discovering the most underrated killer in a collapse: total, crushing helplessness. Day 3.
A sliver of hope. He remembers the solar-powered accent lights on his balcony. He grabs his dead phone and the tiny lights, painstakingly arranging them in the weak morning sun, plugging the phone into the little solar panel. He waits. Nothing happens. The phone screen remains a black mirror, reflecting his own tired face. The failure is absolute, and with it comes a moral breakdown. He thinks of the preppers, the people with their stocked pantries and their water filters, the tinfoil hat people. He'd laughed at them. Now, he'd give anything to be one of them. He finds a notebook, one he used for work, titled Q3 Projections. He crosses it out. Using his girlfriend's discarded lipstick, he writes a new title: Things I Should Have Googled Sooner. The first entry: How to Make Fire Without Burning Down Apartment. He's learning. Too late, but learning. And then, a sight and a smell. A few buildings over, on a communal rooftop, a group of people are working together. They have a large pot of stew bubbling over a controlled fire. Someone is operating a hand pump water filter. They're organized. They're surviving. They're thriving. This is his chance. He rushes over, takes the stairs 2 at a time. He approaches the group, trying to look useful. "Hey," he says, a hopeful smile on his face. "I can help. I'm a project manager." The leader, a woman with tired but steady eyes, looks him up and down. His clean hiking boots, his lack of gear, his soft hands. She doesn't smile back. "No freeloaders," she says, and turns away. The rejection is a physical blow. The final scene finds him back in his dark, silent apartment. He's sitting at his uselessly stylish dining table. In front of him is a small pile of children's vitamin gummies. He carefully spears one with a fork, brings it to his mouth, and chews, slowly. He's not a prepper. He's not a survivor. He's just alive. Barely. For now. Maybe it's time to check your own pantry before it turns into a museum of regret.